What's up, Pisces? Welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Welcome to your August 2025 Tarot and Oracle reading. We're going to be asking what's coming towards you. We're going to start with Oracle cards. If you would like for me to pray for you, if you'd like any other Pisces or cross watchers to pray for you, simply say hello in the comment section or leave an emoji. You're welcome to share what you're going through. Whatever it is, it just provides us something that we can focus on that represents your energy. So, okay, that being said, let's get right into it. Coming towards Pisces, August 2025. Please make it clear. Can you believe we're in August? That happened so quick. Time is on my side. Is that the word? Is that the lyrics? Time is on my side. Oh, I'm taking all of them. All right, you guys, we start with a message. Embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. You can take that literally too. Listen, I want to share something that was coming to me in the pre-shuffle so strong. You know, in a lot of tarot readings, you guys are talked to by us tarot readers in a slightly admirable, but also slightly chastising tone about how much you give to others. I'm a Pisces. We get it, right? And it's something that makes us really special. And our ability to nurture is very needed in the world. But also it's like our biggest superpower is also our biggest weakness. And that is always the context Pisces are put in, often in tarot readings and relationships and da-da-da-da-da. That is not the case. What we're going into right now is a period where a lot of you Pisces, all of you guys are getting, I'm going to say all of you guys are getting the opportunity, and you're using it to exercise, putting yourself first, valuing yourself, self-care. You're going to be discerning with what energies you spend time with. You're going to know. You're not going to have any tolerance for certain BS. You are doing it. You're doing a fucking fabulous job. And I just want to tell you that. Okay, now let's go on with your reading. So we have three big messages: dreams of abundance, let go of guilt, and take a divinely guided chance. And I'm going to talk to you about them in that order. Then we'll get into your tarot, my loves. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are guiding you divinely towards ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal, because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. And what's hitting me is when you look back at some of those entries, things are going to click. They're going to, for some reason, writing them down, it might not click then. Waiting a day or two later, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? All right. Let go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Hurrah. And then we have, take a divinely guided chance. Ooh. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk. Isn't that true? And you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Pisces, if you're finding that you feel a little more emotional than usual, which is saying something, consider that it might be a good indicator that you are making yourself open to divinely guided chances. It sometimes takes on the appearance of vulnerability first thing, right? Or the appearance of fear, but there's good fear and bad fear. So if you're feeling a little out of control or a little emotional, consider this, that you are doing something right? That it's the beginning of allowing yourself to be vulnerable in a new way. And that is to receive messages, to receive intuition towards places and desires that you have not exercised or gone to. That's vulnerability. Starts with vulnerability. All right. I don't know why those messages needed to come through, but they needed to come through. Let's see what tarot has to say. August 2025 for my lovely Pisces. Make it clear. one was sticking to my fingers. Strength card. I'm laughing because that it's like, it feels, even the way I'm talking to you feels like this card. You know, something I want to say about, and I can't wait to tell you what's next because it came out with another one. Something that's really important about this card, Pisces, is the picture. It's symbolizing a different kind of strength. She's holding open the mouth of this lion. If you look closely, it's actually the lion who's choosing to open their mouth for her. She's not using any false implements of control. She's not yelling at it. She doesn't have a harness on it. She doesn't have a whip. It's this is a type of strength that doesn't require bullying. It's almost negotiation. It's a gentle strength. It's having the power to get what you want because they see that it's a good idea as well. What it came out with is Ten of Pentacles, and this is big picture stuff, specifically around money, financial abundance, your stability, your home, your legacy, what you're building, what you want to leave behind, inheritance, all that stuff, right? A lot of it on the earthly material plane. So this is calling you to have strength about that big picture, what it's going to take to build what you want. Everything in your reading so far indicates that you are on the right path. On the right path. Here we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Walking his path, but be careful to pay attention to the details. Pisces, August 2025. I need to know. This is going to be an extended reading. For all of you guys who like longer readings, you like to go deeper into the advice, that will be a link in the description box below. Okay, let's unpack these. Three of Swords. We have Three of Swords out here. Two Cups. Nice. It's all about moving forward for you in August. Oh, nice. Okay, I have some good news. I like that. Four of Cups. I like giving you guys good news. I don't ever believe in leaving it off on a sour note. I don't believe life just goes downhill and that's it. So when things, in our readings together, when things look dismal, I want to know what's next, right? So I'm never going to leave you with, well, you're screwed. But I do really, that being said, I love it when tarot gives us good news. I like delivering that to you. Wow, I certainly know what I'm going to be asking in the extended. What about this Judgment card? All right. And lastly, I want some more information on this Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is the theme of your August. The strength to build what you've always wanted. You might see a fork in the road, specifically around relationship. Forking in a different direction than you had intended it to. But I think you saw the writing on the wall. But by letting yourself take this new direction, you're going to solidify your future, your destiny with what you're building, with your Ten of Pentacles, the big picture, okay? So we start right there. There is specifically kind of an imbalance in a relationship that I think you are just being like, oh, okay, I'm going to take control over this. I'm taking the reins. I'm taking control over my own future. Whoever this was in your life, whether it was romantic or not, the Lover's card upside down it symbolizes a choice, which was actually originally the name of that card. It wasn't the Lovers, it was called the Choice. And it talks about the duality of a situation. So the Lovers card is not always romantic. It's talking about the harmony between usually you and another individual. Usually it's another individual. In this case, it being upside down, there's a disharmony there. There's an intolerance to this disharmony. It's been throwing you off course from the big picture, what you're trying to create 10, 15, 20 years from now. And you're starting to recognize that this is throwing you out of alignment. And I think you're just taking control. You're taking the reins. You know, it's definitely an SHIT or get off the pot situation. Now, this causes some heartache, I believe. 3 of Swords. But also, it opens up your life to new options. You might find that your dreams expand. You might be having some weird dreams. There you go. Go ahead and journal them down. And some of you guys might be getting on dating apps. Some of you guys might be expanding your friend groups or your hobbies. This is a time of expansion despite some of that bittersweet that you're experiencing. You're released in one sense from this misalignment, this relationship that was hindering the big picture for you. It was suffocating the bigger picture for you. But with that, you are choosing to grow. So you're allowing your imagination to play again. You are imagining scenarios that you want to consider, all that stuff, what you like, what you don't like. This is kind of a quiet period of time. I don't think it's going to be quiet forever. It's kind of going within, finding sanctuary within. Even in those times where you're extroverted with it on the outside. What people don't see, I think, is that there's still this deciding process. I think that there's still a thread that's holding on. And I think you're aware of it. And sometimes, as many times as we try to cut a cord, there's just a timing element. There's a natural timing element to things. So this is you, 2 of Swords with the 4 of Swords. You kind of just learning to be at peace with that and knowing that there's a process somehow to this and it's somewhat mysterious to you. But that being said, on the outside of things, you're taking control. I think a lot of you guys are about to, if you haven't already, taken control of this situationship. But on the inside, that sanctuary is needed. You're processing, basically. You're processing. And this let go of guilt is going to really apply to some of you guys there because some of you guys are going back and forth on, did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Right? So here we have kind of a fun, wild twist. This is the good news that I really was excited to share with you. This is all wands. I mean, I have to like change gears on the inside because when I look at this energy, it's wild. This almost feels like it comes out of nowhere because here we are. I've just talked to you about this inner sanctuary that you have to find and you gotta like, you can't cut the cords always. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's this, there's 2 of Cups. This is wow energy. This is a soul partnership of some sort coming through. And there might be a distance involved. You might meet this person traveling. They might be at a distance from you. If this is a work partnership, this feels like it could be romantic for a lot of you guys. But if this is not romantic, this is like you are working with a company or a person, maybe remotely or whatever, but there's a partnership that is very special here. There's equal give and take, equal compromise, an understanding, a simpatico. And it's just the beginning. There's planning that is involved in this. And again, we've got another travel card here. It starts a brand new exciting chapter with the World card that is closing an old chapter completely. And it's opening a brand new one. Ace of Wands, there's passion and inspiration sparked with this. This is also, if it's romantic, that is lust. Like this is very cool. This is a very different energy. Okay, so you have a wild twist waiting for you in August, and I feel like it's a long time in coming, don't you? So it lends some perspective because I do think that we've got somebody here kind of coming back. And it could be physically for some of you guys. Maybe they call you or text you. Some of you guys, it's just simply you circling back after you experience this. Ah, right? I gotta sing it at some point in every reading. After you experience this, you circle back to that energy somehow, whether it's physical and literal or it's just figurative, to this energy. I think represented by the King of Pentacles. Now, it could be that it's Earth sign energy, it's Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus energy, but either way, this represents at this point, you've got some very new perspective, fresh perspective. You've felt your heart soar again, and everything's relative in this existence. And because of that, you are not interested. Four of Cups, apathy, disinterest, rejection. I think that this energy has really gotten they've tried to get their talons in you quite a bit. This is reaching a full death cycle. So what that means, it's also a rebirth for both of you, and good riddance. The death card, it always comes out in a healthy, timely, like this chapter is done. This person, this relationship, this job is done. There's no more growth to be done here. And that is part of the growing lesson with this. With the Judgment card, I got to cover up their naked bodies. YouTube doesn't like that. The Judgment card is a promotion in life. It's a spiritual promotion. That's how I look at it, right? Answering the call to the angel. This is evolving, right? I've been using this analogy a ton lately, and I love it. I'm just going to keep on using it until I get tired of it. But, we go from crawling to walking. And yes, it comes with its bumps and its scrapes, but we still need to evolve. This person represented stagnant energy that was holding you back from that bigger picture. There would have been compromises, things that would have hindered your vision. And eventually it just got too obvious. That's when you took control. On the inside, though, you're still kind of waffling a little bit here and there. Maybe you have your good days and your bad days. Let go of guilt, right? But maybe people can't see that on the outside. And then this happens. Right? So in hindsight, you're realizing it's all been a very good lesson. And there's no ill will. You're leaving something behind. Came out with the Judgment card, the 8 of Cups. And at one point you cared very much about this, and it had its time. By caring so much about it, you did all the homework, you prepared the situation, those were all the ingredients required because this was a test. Do I choose, there's all these things worked out on paper regarding this King of Pentacles. There's some things that were like, wow, they check these boxes, and I know these boxes are hard to check. But the big box, the big picture was not checked. And that was possibly a vision that you created a long time about your future. Maybe it was where you lived or how you wanted to live your life. The abundance you were not willing to compromise on. That you knew you would have had to compromise for this energy. And in the end, it all worked out because you got realigned with your destiny. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go into the extended. I hope I see you there. If this is where I leave you, thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love you. Say hi, like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to become family. It's a very good community here. Take good care.